Alright, so we're gonna talk about Zion Williamson, and we're gonna kind of lump it in as a Ja Morant situation. Also, not to pile on any of those guys because we all know what's going on, especially for Zion. It's all over the internet. With context, all you gotta do is open up Twitter, and you will know what Zion is going through right now. And for John Morant, we already covered it kind of on the YouTube channel once or twice or whatever. But yeah, I think it's enough until like further news about John Morant come out. You won't hear me speak about him anymore. However, here's why we are here. I believe that those two guys are actually killing the NBA's bag from a marketing perspective. Hear me out. So we all know how the marketing has been functioning around the NBA ever since Michael Jordan, ever since the creation of the real individual player, the superstar player, right? It's always been okay, the NBA will pick or identify one superstar, and the marketing plan would be okay, this is this guy's world, and we are all living in it. So every narrative, every like year would be centered around that player. This is why we get the LeBron James, who's obviously that guy, and he's been that guy for 20 years. Some people are trying to say Steph Curry. It's like, no, it's been LeBron James. You know that. Every day, you open up, you tune on to one of these media shows or whatever. You will hear, okay, so LeBron James, what's his next move? So yeah, he lost. What does that mean for LeBron James? Oh, this move, yeah, will LeBron James win another ring? It's all about LeBron James. But the only problem is that LeBron James is not the best player in the world anymore. We can all see that. And also, even if he was still the best player in the world, for 20 years, for the stories to be centered around one guy for 20 years, unless you're like a big fan, it just gets tired at some point. I'm a LeBron James fan, so I'm cool with it. Although, even for myself, sometimes I'm like, damn, bro, I don't want to hear about LeBron right now. Talk to me about, I don't know, the Nuggets, the Sixers, something. So there's been like this spark of new players that's been on the come up, who've been amazing in carrying the league, but they're all foreigners, which is not a problem for me, but I know it's a problem for a lot of people. They've been waiting for that one American guy that they could actually grab onto and actually navigate around. And ever since they've been in the league, I believe Ja Morant and Zion Williamson were the new chosen one. If you look at the hype that these guys had coming out of high school, it was insane. Like people are annoyed with the hype around Wembanyama. I remember that Zion Williamson hype. Like, man, that shit was annoying. I remember every time I would open up Instagram, it would be another Zion dunk or seeing that clip of him bursting out of his shoe all over again. I was like, man, if they don't stop posting that. And for Ja, ever since he came into the league, the the NBA, they started talking about his story, him being self-made, pretty much for him and his father fighting against all odds, everything, him being cut from teams, and now here he is, right? And every time the NBA actually starts to give a player's background like that is because they're actually trying to push his narrative. So both of these guys were just perfect. They came in the same draft, went once and second in the draft. So that created like that rivalry. If you look at them, just looking at their games and everything, they're some freakish athletes. They will dunk on anyone. They're spectacular plays every time. They lived up to their potential as far as performance on the court, right? And they just look like likable guys if you didn't know them. So they were just perfect. And their window, them being so young and everything, they would just fit with LeBron James' window also, with, like him being good or great for like 2-3 years max, and after that it would just fade away in the light, and then Ja Morant and Zion Williamson would enter their primes and take on that torch from a marketing perspective and run away with it, and for the league's benefit. And now both of their names are out there in the media for all of the wrong reasons. And now Zion Williamson didn't do anything that's so bad towards the NBA like Ja Morant, right? But I believe that it's damn near just the same or even worse, because Ja Ja, at the very least, Ja is playing, meaning that he will be suspended. And after his suspension, all he got to do is come back and be great, and eventually people will forget. The problem with Zion Williamson is that the man is so injury prone that he might not even get the chance to change his narrative. Like if you think about it, he played 29 games this season. Like straight up, the last time I heard about Zion Williamson was in January. And for him to be back on the news with stuff like that, it's just a terrible look for the NBA when they're like, okay, we're going to center the marketing plan around these guys? Hell no. Especially coming off LeBron James, the Kobe's, the Stephen Curry's. You just can't. One is out there playing with guns on social media, and the other one is, I'm not even going to say what he's out there doing, you know? So, and it's just a shame because, again, they were just so perfect. Now they're like 23 or 24 years old, so they still got time to switch the narratives and everything, but it's time because I believe this is also one of the reasons the NBA ratings are down overall. It's just because, again, the marketing, a lot of people are just tired of hearing about LeBron every day. A lot of people are tired of hearing about the Warriors all the time, you know, so they want something new. And as great as like a Nikola Jokic or a Jimmy Butler, because both of them are in the finals right now, it's just not it when it comes from to a straight marketing perspective. The marketing has to hit the casual fan. A real fan will be fine with whoever is good out there, and they don't really care about the narratives like that. But the casual listener is the one that's driving the ratings and everything because it's more casuals than real fans and everything. So they got to be able to grab onto something. And Nikola Jokic ain't the answer. Giannis, maybe, but I don't think so. Joel Embiid isn't the answer. Luka has a chance, but Luka, again, is a foreigner. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm rambling at this point. Y'all got my point. So get in the comment section and give me your thoughts about that. All I had to say about them fumbling the NBA's bag and who should be the next superstar. I mean, the one guy to carry the NBA from a marketing standpoint. And yeah, appreciate you guys for checking me out, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.